and we put him in the categories. Like, look, if you want to be the Magic, the Kobe Bryant, the Shaquille O'Neal, he knows you got to win a championship.
Yeah, Shaq. I remember when I first came here, Shaq. You know, he's a hard ass on everybody, man. And Shaq, I remember one of his quotes. He was like, "You're not a real Laker until you put a banner in the stadium."
Okay.
Until you put a banner in the arena.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure.
I was like, damn, that's a lot of pressure, because I remember just walking in Staples and looking up there and seeing all those damn banners and seeing all those jerseys. I was like, well, you got some work to do, man.
Yeah, but so can we talk about this, right? So I'm there. I get back to the arena. Clippers are playing in Game 7. Clippers are playing in Game 7. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Clippers are playing in Game 7. And I'm sitting there, I kid you not, and I promise you, I'm sitting here like the basket is like straightly where you are, like right there. When Paul George shoots that shot off the side of the backboard, I'm in awe, because there's nobody in front of me except for the court. I turn around and it's like Woj, Rachel Nichols, it's Malika Andrews. I turn back and look up at the stands where the media all is, and their faces are like white. Eyes big, mouth drop, like they couldn't believe what they were seeing. And it was just like utter shock. You FaceTime me, and I was talking to Miles, so you FaceTime me, and you were like, not on the Paul George thing, but you were just shocked, like you couldn't believe.
I couldn't.
You were like, you couldn't believe that was what was going on, because you guys were already sealed, right?
Yeah.
So you thought you were going to be playing the Clippers, and all of a sudden it was like, was there a little joy, not in the fact that they lost or the way that they lost, but now being a part of that Clippers-Lakers rivalry? That's not a rivalry, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like that was supposedly the battle that everybody was looking at.
Listen, we're watching the game. First of all, we're watching every game.
Yeah.
I mean, when they went up 3-1, they're up 17 in the third. You know, we preparing. You know, to possibly, you know, we feel like it's a collision course. That's been a narrative all year
long.
Yeah. All year long.
Even by the NBA, that's why they had y'all play against each other on opening night.
Opening night, like opening night, Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And then gave us one more game.
Like the first
game inside the bubble, like Clippers.
Oh, everybody's counting on that.
So everyone was already counting the eggs and throwing them in the basket. So, you know, Game 7, you know, even what happened in Game 5 and Game 6, like we were still preparing for the Clippers. Like, you know, no disrespect to Denver, which we found out was a damn good team when we played them in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
We found that out.
I picked them to win. I thought y'all were trash.
We picked everybody except y'all the whole time.
I kept doing it.
I definitely saw it. He's like, oh, yeah, I picked Denver. You guys, prove me wrong.
Hang on for a second, though.
Prove me wrong. I see everything. I just don't say anything. Prove me wrong.
Can we, for a second, weren't you the one that, like, said something out loud when Richard was on our air?
Oh, yeah. We got
Is he literally telling us Denver in 7?
Yeah, I was telling him. I was like, Denver's going to win in 7. And Brown walks by, and I had the phrase like, ball head. And people, this is the thing. And this way, like, I appreciate the troll, because, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, we are separate, but like you root for your boys. You root, and like the Denver boys, that was where I finished my career. So like Jokic, Jamal Murray, I have so much respect for them. But also it was like, yo, no, you know, I just decided to go against everybody. And so it's like, I have people like Jared Dudley's mom, because you run into everybody in the bubble. She was like, I was like, hey, good luck. She's like, didn't you say that so-and-so was going to beat us? You know, I was like, yeah, but you know, it's just funny to me to say that.
People were like, how dare you disrespect the guy that won you a championship?
I can't believe people still take RJ serious.
Yes.
Like, you guys, like, seriously, they get there in a bunch. They get there in a bunch.
I troll your page. I troll SportsCenter's page.
Absolutely.
All I do is troll. Like, Bron will post something, I'll just be like, trash can. What are you talking about? Just
RJ's the best, man.
So
RJ's the best. Channing is the best. I see Channing on Twitter all the time. Like, they went crazy at Channing a week and a half ago, because he said, I don't care. Milwaukee didn't get better because Giannis can't score. People in their mind, they went crazy because all they was thinking, like, the guy averaged 30. What do you mean he can't score? But I know what Channing is basically talking about. Like, you got to break down the game. But everyone is so like instant oatmeal and so surface. Like,
did you support him when he said that Jordan? And then he tried to choose one.
What seriously went through your mind
When
when he
he's
said
like, Jordan
that?
didn't have to do anything but score. Bron did one of these. Bron did one of these.
By the way, you ever
No,
seen?
listen.
Go ahead, Chan. I'll let you explain. I'll let you know what I did.
When somebody said he could average 50, I said, oh, so we just going to put out, like gravity doesn't exist. The sky ain't blue. Ain't nobody ever going to average 50 in an NBA game. They're going to double team your butt left and right. I don't care who you are, whether you're Shaq, Kareem, Jordan, Bron, whoever's next. No, Wilt Chamberlain. Come on, man. That dude was playing against 6'2" dudes, and he was 7'9". Stop it.
Listen, I
Give him his
completely
credit.
agree
But
with
anyways,
that.
go
I don't
ahead,
believe
go ahead,
nobody. There's nobody that's going to average 50 in our league. Like,
Nah.
Okay, now that's just disrespectful. I mean, no matter how great you were in your era and how great you are to play in any era, if that's the case, I believe guys will average 50 in their era.
Yeah.
The era that they played in. So I don't believe that. But when Channing said what he said, if you ever seen the meme of Homer Simpson when he slides back into the bush, that was me.
Oh, no, that's not my boy.
People were so ready for. They was like, "Why isn't LeBron saying anything?" I was going on my thing like, "Are you crazy? I'm not touching this. I'm not saying nothing." Channing, go ahead, put him on the cross.
Yeah,
they put you on the cross for sure.
But no, back to the Clippers though. Back to the Clippers. Like that moment, because like you FaceTime because you knew I was at the arena.
I knew you was at the arena. I seen you on TV.
You answered your phone, and you didn't know I was talking to Miles
I didn't know
Simon.
Miles was there.
Miles Simon, shout out University of Arizona. We like answer the phone, and we're looking like this, and you're like this.
I was like this. I was like, I couldn't believe it. To this day, I still can't believe it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the better team won.
Yeah.
That's what happened. But still, like, because everything, all this talking that they were doing all year, and exclude Paul and exclude Kawhi.
Yeah.
Even exclude Trez and. I mean, obviously we know who.
Now
we know who
Trez. Now it's talking.
Trez might have said a little bit because he was a part of that crew.
He like no disrespect to Trez, but he kind of like Tristan. He gonna follow.
Yeah, he rolling.
He gonna roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus talking
and that's why he's loyal. He's a loyal guy. Tristan's a loyal guy. Like if he believe in you, he gonna rock with you. So, and they put themselves in a position to get what they've been talking about all year. And I just couldn't fathom the part or come to the realization that they did not seek that opportunity when it was right there.
Yeah, up 3-1,
up
double digits every game.
And just seeing the team that they had, they was built for that. I believe they was coached for that. I believe obviously they got our championship head coach on their bench and T. Lue. I just did not see them losing, just like everybody else in the basketball sports world did not see them losing that series. Besides one of my favorite coaches, Mike Malone, and his group. Yeah, Mike Malone is my guy. I mean, I spent I believe 5 years with him in Cleveland. It's one of the guys I love the most. And
you ever relationship with Kroenke? Josh Kroenke?
Yeah, Josh Kroenke is my guy. Shout out Josh Kroenke.
Shout out Josh.
Shout out your Rams. Love you guys. Love you, man. I can't wait to get to that new stadium.
Up next on Road Trippin'.
The one thing that I know for sure that I've been a part of two teams that's won the two hard.
The shock was when it happened, and like I had only been there a short amount of time because I got there right before the conference finals were about to start. So I'd only gotten out of quarantine for like 2 or 3 days. And like to see all Marcus Spears, to see all of the media people, because I was just watching the game and I saw it and I was like, what the hell? Then I turned around to look and it was just like everybody was just, they couldn't believe. And it was different than like when you saw like Golden State come back from because it was like they were the best team in the league all year. And even though KD and Westbrook, it was like, the best team.
They had the ability to do that.
The best team, but it was just like, to watch that was mind-blowing.
I just felt like the Clippers would win that series.
Yeah.
I feel like they had some championship DNA. Obviously, Kawhi, champion, T. Lue champion, Doc champion, and I just felt like they had built up enough mantra over that year to win it.
Okay, let me ask you this, because, and I'm sure you'll take this somewhere else too. Once it was all said and done, you had your moment on the mic.
Yeah.
And you said the whole organization, Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss.
As much as she setting you up, she's setting me up.
Everyone needed respect.
What's that one baseball game when you're a kid? What they call it? T-ball?
Yeah.
That's basically what she did.
Yeah,
she just put it right on there.
Look, I'm a team player.
Yeah, you're great at what you do.
Yeah. I'm going to give you the lob. With that said, you said that you wanted respect on your name.
Put that respect on my name.
I want to know why.
I love having
I want to know
just
why.
exploding.
Because I really do. I have literally not talked to you about it. I want to know why in that moment. And I want to know if the 4th championship has changed you.
Why did I say that just at the end about me or about everybody?
Well, I think
Well,
about
okay.
everyone.
You said
How about everyone? Because one
let
you
me break
know.
it down. Let me break it down for everybody. So first of all, the organization. Obviously, the Lakers have been on
Yes.
for the last 5 to 7 years, and rightfully so.
Maybe
Yeah.
longer.
Maybe longer.
Because they
Maybe
want you to
longer.
win. They want you to win.
But it was, you know, and from the outside looking in, and then when I actually got in it, you know, it was, and I want to be a part of the change.
Yeah.
So, okay, now
the change.
we this is a change. We want the Lakers want their respect.
Yep.
Jeannie Buss being the only female owner, well, along with Portland because, you know, the late great, and also in New Orleans as
New
well.
Orleans, yeah.
But she's the first female champion
To
to win a championship.
Yeah. And there was a lot of beef. There was a lot of beef. Like, other things happened, but she took over because
she took over, and obviously people know the story with her brothers and all that stuff. And she, you know, but more importantly, she wanted to just grab the Laker franchise. She had grown up underneath her father, the late great Dr. Buss, and knew what it took to win, and got it to that point. Love her to hate it, give her her respect. Rob Pelinka was been on for the last few years, either, you know, with his relationship with Magic, or whatever the case may be. He's only the GM because of Kobe and his relationship with Kobe. Whatever you say. He built a championship team. We won a championship.
Yep.
Coach Vogel as well. You know, they didn't believe that they believed he was a second fiddle, you know, for the Lakers job. You know, it should have been T. Lue. Obviously, we know what happened with that. You know, he put us in position. He made the right play calls. He made the right adjustments. When we played, okay, JaVale was starting. Okay, we played his team. Okay, well, I need Dwight in here. Okay,
Keith.
You're starting. I need Keith in this series.
AD,
in the
you're
Houston
playing
series.
five. AD, you're playing
in the
five.
Houston
Suck it
series.
up.
JaVale, Dwight, this is not the series for you. Keith, AD, you guys got to dominate the interior.
Yeah.
You know, AC. Now you're gonna have to start. You know, in the finals, AC, I need you to start at one of the guards. He made those adjustments. He won a championship. And for me personally, after all that I've accomplished still in this league, there's still conversation of like doubt, and I can hear and I see it, and I see it on my feed every time I post something with this jackass across from me.
I just do it to motivate you.
No, and I love it. I love you too. Just from people that really, that the basketball world, because it's the people on TV and there's writers that write, that people in the basketball world really listen to. And they really believe. And I'm not going to give any of those names on this show because they don't deserve it.
You want me to? No, I'm joking.
I'll retweet it when you tweet it.
Okay.
God.
That continue to discredit or continue to not to understand what, you know, the drive that I put into it. You know, they talk about these players, or, well, he doesn't have that same drive as them, or he doesn't have that same mentality as those. If he did, and they see what I continue to accomplish. So, you know, it was a reassurance to myself, but it was also like to the naysayers and to the haters, which will always be there, even after I'm done playing.
I'm
But it's just
always
letting them
going to
know
be
that I
right
hear it.
here.
And to Channing.
You right here.
Yeah, you know, I hear it, I see it, and just like one of the words I've been using today, holding them accountable.
Yeah.
And I'm holding them accountable.
Well, this is the part that, like, I always consider you like big little brother. Big brother because, you know, I respect like all the things that you do. Little brother because I've watched you since you came in, like so many other people. But there was one part that caught me in your like speech at the end when Rachel tried to tee you up. A couple years ago, after we won the championship, you said, look at his face. You said, you know what? And I understood because I was a witness. No pun intended. I was a witness, no pun intended. You were like, I believe that right there. after we won a championship made me the greatest because you had done something that had never been done before. Our team had done something that had never been done before. And people don't understand from an athlete standpoint the confidence and the mental confidence that we have to instill in ourselves. And so I watched it and I was like, kind of like not the Channing Jordan. It wasn't that, but I was like, ooh, our guy's got a lot of haters that are going to use this against him. And so the same moment, now your 4th championship, and that same opportunity was given to you by Rachel Nichols and said, like, hey, where do you think is this do it? And where I think even as a 35-year-old and you've accomplished what you've accomplished, you took a step back. And you were like, you know what? I'm smarter, I'm wiser, even than I was 4 years ago. You know what? That's not for me to decide. That's for everybody else. People are always going to argue that. So, like, I viewed it as a moment of maturity, right? Like, why is it that you took a step back in that moment? Not saying that you changed your mind or any of that.
Because I realized that the conversation is going to continue to happen no matter what. And it's great for the game.
Yeah.
It's great for the barbershops. It's great for the game. It's going to continue to happen. I don't know why. The one thing I don't understand is, like, you never hear, the greatest quarterbacks always talked about. You never hear, like, who's the greatest quarterback, Brady or Montana.
Yeah.
You got Montana with 5,
Moon.
you got Brady with 6.
Yeah.
Or you used to hear the Peyton and Brady thing when they played, but, Brady started to win a lot more and things of that nature. But you never hear, like, every single conversation.
Even baseball. It's like Babe Ruth, and then people just move on.
Right, they just move on.
No more arguments.
Right,
Babe
no
Ruth's
more
the greatest
arguments.
baseball player.
Right, exactly. So, well, other sports, hockey, you hear Wayne Gretzky. People move on.
You haven't heard anything since.
You move on. Wayne Gretzky is the greatest. You move on. There's, things of that nature. But, the conversation is going to always be had, and it's great for debates because they want to compare errors. They want to compare players and who they've seen. The one thing that I know for sure, that I've been a part of 2 teams that's won the 2 hardest championships in NBA league history. The 2016 Cavs coming back from 3-1 versus 73-9 team, being down 3-1 versus one of the best teams that ever been assembled.
2-time MVP.
2-time MVP. And then what we went through in the bubble. And if you were not in a bubble, you don't quite understand it. You will never, ever understand how hard it was to win that championship, to be able to motivate yourself, to be this is literally out of your whole comfort zone.
No family, no friends.
Family. I didn't see my family for 8.5 weeks. And then it was just my wife. I didn't see my kids until I got out of the bubble, 96 days. Everything you're accustomed to, your own bed or your chef, your sleeping pattern, you're so accustomed to, for me, I'm a routine guy. And when my routine is, like, knocked off, it's like, I don't know, it's hard for me to center myself. So
I'm with you.
I'm literally in a bubble at times, like,